Welcome to this video where we will be discussing a topic that affects many of us: overthinking. We all know those situations where we just can't seem to stop thinking about things, whether it's past events, future plans, or just about anything. The problem is that overthinking often hinders us from living in the present moment and fully enjoying our lives. It can lead to anxiety, stress, and even depression. But don't worry, in this video, I will introduce you to some tips and techniques to help you reduce overthinking. Whether you suffer from anxiety or simply want to lead a calmer and more fulfilling life, stay tuned because these tips could be just what you need. If you feel like you're overthinking, there are some signs to watch out for. For example, overthinking can lead to restless sleep, feelings of exhaustion, difficulty concentrating, and a constant sense of unease. You may also find it challenging to make decisions as you constantly weigh all the possibilities and worry about making the wrong choice. It's important to identify overthinking so that you can take steps to reduce it. If you don't recognize that you're overthinking, you'll have difficulty implementing behavioral changes or strategies that could help you. By becoming aware that overthinking is a problem for you, you can begin to look for ways to calm your thoughts and develop more presence in the here and now. So, if you feel like you're overthinking, take the time to recognize the signs and be prepared to take steps to reduce it. In the next sections, we will introduce you to some effective strategies and techniques that can help you. There are many factors that can contribute to overthinking, such as anxiety, uncertainty, and perfectionism. When we worry or feel anxious, we often tend to think about the same things over and over again, hoping to find a solution. However, these thoughts can become a vicious cycle and prevent us from being productive or enjoying our lives. Another factor that can contribute to overthinking is perfectionism. When we set too high expectations for ourselves or fear making mistakes, we can quickly put ourselves in a state of overthinking, where we constantly think about everything we do or say. It is important to understand the causes of overthinking, as this can help you find more targeted solutions. When you know what contributes to you overthinking, you can work on these factors specifically to calm your thinking and develop more presence in the here and now. In the next sections, we will introduce you to some strategies and techniques that can help you cope with the causes of overthinking. There are many strategies that can help you reduce overthinking. One of them is practicing breathing exercises to slow down your breathing and calm your mind. Another strategy is practicing mindfulness exercises such as meditation or yoga to calm your thoughts and develop more presence in the here and now. Another effective strategy for reducing overthinking is cognitive restructuring. This involves recognizing negative thought patterns and replacing them with more positive thoughts. This can help redirect your thoughts in a more positive direction and help you focus on the things that truly matter. It's important to note that not all strategies will work equally well for everyone. You may need to try out different strategies to figure out what works best for you. The most important thing is to take the time to learn the techniques and practice them regularly. Over time, you'll be able to reduce overthinking and lead a more peaceful and fulfilling life. In addition to strategies for reducing overthinking, behavior changes can also help reduce overthinking. One way to initiate behavior changes is to identify and avoid triggers that can lead to overthinking. For example, if you find that reading news or browsing social media feeds sets your thoughts in motion, it may be helpful to reduce or limit these activities. Another way to introduce behavior changes is to set time limits for decisions. If you find that you spend a lot of time thinking about decisions, it may be helpful to set yourself a time limit. If you cannot decide within that time, make a decision and stick to it. You can also change your environment to reduce overthinking. For example, if you have trouble concentrating when working in a noisy environment, try to find a quieter workplace or wear earplugs. Or if you notice that you keep returning to certain thoughts, you can try writing down these thoughts and then consciously putting them away. By introducing behavior changes, you can support your strategies for reducing overthinking and thus achieve a more effective method of reducing excessive rumination. In addition to strategies for reducing overthinking, behavioral changes can also help reduce overthinking. One way to initiate behavioral changes is to identify and avoid triggers that can lead to overthinking. For example, if you find that reading news or browsing social media feeds triggers your thoughts, it may be helpful to reduce or limit these activities. Another way to introduce behavioral changes is to set time limits for decisions. If you find that you spend a lot of time thinking about decisions, it may be helpful to set yourself a time limit. If you can't decide within that time, make a decision and stick to it. You can also change your environment to reduce overthinking. For example, if you have trouble concentrating when working in a noisy environment, try to find a quieter workspace or wear earplugs. Or if you notice that you keep returning to certain thoughts, you can try writing down these thoughts and consciously putting them away. By introducing behavioral changes, you can support your strategies for reducing overthinking and thus achieve a more effective method for reducing excessive rumination. Behavioral changes are important to support the strategies for reducing overthinking, as they can help direct your thoughts and behavior in a more positive direction. By introducing behavioral changes, you can reduce or avoid negative triggers and thus reduce your risk of overthinking. Behavioral changes can also support your strategies for reducing overthinking by supporting your behavior. For example, if you set a time limit for decisions, it may be helpful to take physical measures to make that decision within the set time frame. You could commit to writing down the pros and cons and then flipping a coin to make a decision. By supporting your strategies for reducing overthinking with behavioral changes, you can increase your chances of reducing overthinking and leading a calmer and more fulfilling life. Getting support from others can be very helpful in reducing overthinking. Friends and family can be a valuable source of support by offering a listening ear and helping you identify triggers and develop coping strategies. If overthinking is more severe, it may be helpful to consult a therapist or psychologist who specializes in treating anxiety and obsessive-compulsive disorders. They can help you identify the underlying causes of overthinking and provide you with strategies and tools to cope. Sharing your experiences with others can also help you feel less alone and isolated. You will find that many people have had similar experiences and you can learn from their experiences and strategies. Therefore, the support of others can play an important role in coping with overthinking. By sharing your experiences and thoughts with others, you can gain new perspectives, learn how others cope with similar challenges, and feel supported in difficult times. In today's world, where we have so much information and opportunities available, it's easy to fall into the trap of overthinking. But as we've seen in this article, there are a variety of strategies and behavior changes we can apply to reduce overthinking and lead a more fulfilling life. We've seen how important it is to identify overthinking and understand the underlying causes. We've also discussed practical tips and techniques such as breathing exercises, mindfulness practices, and cognitive restructuring, which can help reduce overthinking. We've also highlighted the importance of behavior changes and support from others to help support our efforts to reduce overthinking. Overall, it's important to recognize that overthinking is a common problem and that we're not alone. We should encourage ourselves to try out and apply the strategies we've discussed in this article to reduce overthinking and lead a more fulfilling life. Thank you for watching and good luck in implementing these strategies.